I watched Transformers 1, and here is exactly what I thought of this new movie in this fantastic franchise. Now, I grew up on the Michael Bay Transformers series, and I actually totally loved it. Maybe it's because I was a kid back then, but I did think they were fantastic action adventure movies, and I really loved the CGI of back then. But let's talk about this movie. This movie is fantastic. It's the perfect origin story or prequel film to the main Transformers franchise. Last year we got the Beast Wars one, which was okay, but this one is just fantastic. Maybe it's because it's animation and they had more room for the story, or maybe because they just had better writers. Either way, I think this movie is gonna bring in new fans. So if you're a fan of the Transformers franchise, then you should definitely go check this one out. Transformers 1 is the story of Optimus Prime and Megatron on how they became the leaders of the Autobots and the Decepticons. It's a friendly story at first because both of them were friends when they started out. They were simple miners on Cybertron, just going on with the day-to-day life. But Optimus, or Orion Pax, always felt like he was meant for something more. And this sets them off on an adventure that actually helps them uncover a few conspiracies along the way. And eventually, this leads them to be on opposite sides, almost like Professor X and Magneto. This story is beautiful. Like I said, it's really a story that drew me in. It's something that makes this one better than the other Transformers movies. CGI wise, it looks good, but the transformations are not as great as in the live action movies. Honestly, I prefer the Michael Bay way of transforming the robots to cars or trucks or jets or whatever they transform into. But that set aside, the characters are amazing. Chris Hemsworth and Brian Tyree Henry as Orion Pax and D16 are fantastic. And you actually hear the change in their voices as they become the characters they're better known for, Optimus Prime and Megatron. Uh, Chris Hemsworth almost starts to sound like Peter Cullen by the third act and the end of the movie, when he fully transformed to become the leader of the Cybertronians, the leader of the Autobots. Keegan Michael Key is also fantastic as Bumblebee. He's definitely the comic relief, and he does well in that role. Scarlett Johansson is also fantastic, as well as the rest of the voice cast. They definitely didn't miss with casting these characters. And honestly, it's just a fantastic animated movie. It's beautifully done. There's a scene where Megatron becomes himself or becomes the character that we know, and the way he moves is just so beautiful on the screen. I'm totally in love with this movie. I do think it's one of the best animated movies of this year. It's definitely going on my list, which you can check out later this year. And it's also one of the better movies that I've watched in cinema this year. I'm so excited for everyone to go watch it and to see the origins of the Cybertronians as well as of the Autobots and the Decepticons before they came to Earth. Hopefully, this will turn into a franchise on its own, or a trilogy of films at least, so that they can expand more on the history of Optimus and Megatron and give us a better view of what happened before they came to Earth. So yeah, Transformers 1 is almost in cinemas. Go check it out, and I really hope you enjoyed as much as I did.